Hello, Virgo. This is Lisa with Heart of Inspiration. How are you today? Well, I am here for your August 2020 mid-month reading. Yeah, we made it halfway through August, Virgo. Holy crap. And by the way, happy early birthday to Virgo. Your season's about to start, isn't it? It's your season. Yes. So we're going to see what the tarot has for you. Interesting. Virgo season's always interesting to me because it's, harvest time, right? This is when we begin to get like a full harvest is during the tail end of Virgo season. And so it's really, it's significant. It's like the harvest of like grains and other, vegetables and things like that, other plants that we can store for the entire winter if we prepare them correctly, and then be able to have sustenance throughout the dark season, the dark night, right? So this is really to me coming into a time here, second half of this month and then first half of September, where it's everything that we've been doing comes to fruition, everything we've been doing comes to fruition, or we begin to see like what all the hard work that we've been putting in the whole year, we begin to see some of the harvest of it. Anyway, we're using the Soul's Journey lesson cards by James Van Praagh. I'm going to pull three. I get three cards. This is for Virgo Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's general, so if it doesn't fit your sun or your sun, please check your moon or your rising as I put them up. The first card we have for you is Surrender. I can release my need to control. I can release my need to control. Okay. There we go. All right. That's kind of appropriate for you, Virgo. Bless your heart. I love you, my Virgos. Ooh, purpose. I know what I am here to do. I know what I am here to do. There we go. And then one more card. One more card for Virgos. Ooh. Uh-oh. Indecision. Maybe you've been in some indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. Very interesting. Okay. I'm sure these cards are color-coded for some reason. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, we'll figure that out later. Listen, Virgo, here's what the message is for you. Let me check the surrender card again. I can release my need to control. I can release my need to control. I know why I'm here, and I'm going to use my intuition and be guided by it, even though I've been like sitting in kind of some sort of indecisive moment in time, and I can't stand that I'm in this indecision, this state of indecision because of my need to control. That sounds so weird, doesn't it, Virgo? But your need to control the situation and all aspects of it and plan it out so that it's all like exactly precisely the way that you have always imagined and or intended for it to be. Your need for that is causing issues. Your absolute need to be in complete control means that you're not following your intuition. And if you're not following your intuition, it actually makes you more indecisive. Because your higher self has been and continues to try to explain and try to guide and spirit and source is guiding and leading and all of that great stuff, like, right, like this is part of the gig when you sign on to actually turn on your light. Turn off the lights, but light a candle. I don't know why, so I really want to sing that right there. But anyway, when you decide to light your candle and become and walk in who you are as a light worker, right? Then what happens at that point is that you are then ascending to or moving towards a life of being spirit-led, a life of allowing your higher self in communication with source, with spirit, to lead and guide you in everything. But when you are always seeking, like your third dimensional self is still always seeking to be in whatever level of control it wants to be in, you then end up in a series of indecisive situations where you can't make that clear decision, even though you know you want to and you know you can, because your third dimensional self is still wanting to have too much control in the situation, and it's wanting to lead and guide it and make the plans at every turn. And that's not what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be carrying out and executing, not planning. Because remember, your third dimension cannot see into the future. Your third dimension can only know what is at present and what was in the past, which at the time you realize it's the present, it's already the past. So it can never reach to the point where it can really make a legitimate decision. And because of that, you're missing out on your purpose. Like somewhere, either high up or deep down, you know why you're here. But because you've not been willing to surrender control over the third dimensional avatar to your higher dimensional self and consciousness, you've not been able to reach it. You've not been able to attain it fully. Or you're like, every time I take a step, then it feels like, oh, I take 5 steps backwards. Well, that's really not what's happening. What's really happening here is that every time you take 1 step forward, okay, it's not that you're taking a bunch of steps backwards. It's that you're taking 1 step forward and then stopping, because the next step forward can't be taken because your third dimensional self is in control. And you're not hearing the next step from spirit. Let's get some tarot. I don't want to sit here and rag on y'all. For surrender, Knight of Cups, the moment you surrender, the moment you actually surrender control, my granddaughter was messing with these. The moment you surrender control, that's when you're going to hear from spirit and wonderful messages of love, adoration, support. The correct offers are going to come in the moment you surrender control. Then spirit can bring you the offers that are supposed to be brought to you and that are going to help you with your purpose. 5 of Swords for that purpose card. That's because your grand purpose, you're in conflict in your mind with how to achieve your purpose, because you are allowing the mind to control too much. And because the steps that spirit wants you to take are unconventional at best. They don't follow a typical normal pattern and path. So it's hard for your brain to get it. And then we have 7 of Pentacles on indecision. The more you allow your spirit to lead your third dimensional being, your avatar, and the more you allow your spirit to be the real game player here, and the one controlling, like using the controls rather than, the more you let that happen, then source and spirit is going to let you, supreme source, supreme spirit is going to allow you to see small snippets, small bits of manifestation to let you know you're on your way. But the problem, like, you've been in this situation of indecision, indecisiveness, not letting your higher self guide you, And so you're still waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for harvest. But the moment you release control, you're going to have offers come in that are going to be lucrative for you in every area of your life, lucrative in whatever manner that applies. You're going to have to get your mind right, though, and squash that squabble that's going on in your mind about purpose and how you achieve it, so that you can follow your intuition and be guided along an easier path in the fact that it's divinely set and settled. Okay? So that's what I have for you. Now listen, before you go, I've got a quick 30-second thing I want you to watch. Quick commercial for the next cord cutting group session. We've been doing these once a month. I'm not going to do too many more in the upcoming months. This is going to be one of the last few I do for a while. So, sign up. I have very limited space in these groups because I want them to be very intimate, and I want them to be very, useful and effective, and I want us to do good work. So sign up today for that cord cutting course. The link is going to be in the description below. Also, it's on heartofinspiration.net. So just take a peek at this. Also, if you want to work with me in any way, Akashic record reading or mentoring or reading or whatever, go to heartofinspiration.net and book some time with me, okay? We'll see you again very soon for some really interesting videos, okay, Virgo? Love you. Now watch this vid. See you in a little while. Bye.
Miss Lisa, thank you so much for being the perfect guide on my journey. The cord cutting ceremony was healing, powerful, intimate, and informative. We all came on the line feeling and looking heavy and burdened by the person that we needed to release. After the cord cutting took place and our cameras were back on, you could literally see the light shining through us as we smiled and wiped away our tears of joy and no longer sorrow. I thank you, and we thank you so much, Miss Lisa.